Pick one thing, whether it's scripting, affirming, visualization, scripting method where you have to write like 5 times, 50 times for 5 days, something like that. You know what I mean? The stone method, the water method, there's so many different methods. I do think some of them are overcomplicated and are not useless, but there's an easier way to go about it. But if it's your thing, it's your thing. And that's what I'm really trying to say. Do not get caught up in all the stories and success stories and thinking you should do this or you should do that. The reality is you should do what works for you. And more often than not, what will work for you is what makes you feel good. So whether it's affirming, changing the affirmation to your liking, do it. Whether it's visualization, making it shorter, make it even first person, third person. Some people say first person works better, some say third person works better. If it works for you, it works for you. You have to try as well. As I said in my other segment, you have to try it out and walk your own path. And you might be the one that it actually works for. You might be the one that makes something work, whereas other people did not make it work. You never know. You have to follow your intuition. I'm not trying to say that this will work for you or this will not work for you. What I'm trying to say is that if you figure out for yourself, you are on your own at a certain point. No matter how many stories, how many videos you watch, you have to do the work. You have to put in effort. As I always say, law of attraction is not for lazy people. There is a lot of work to do. It's not necessarily the easiest path, because you would think that, oh, I can manifest without actions. That's true to a certain extent. But the work is inside, not necessarily less than what you would do on the outside. You have to take actions and put in effort within. So you have to make it work for yourself and choose what works for you. Pick one thing at a time, maybe two. I made this mistake. Fuck it, I'm gonna do visualizations at night. I'm gonna meditate in the morning, then affirm, then I'm gonna script in the afternoon, then I'm gonna script my affirmation, then I'm going to do the 5x50 or 3x30 or 3x33 or 5x55 or something like that. It gets confusing because you know what? It's hard to be consistent when you do so many things, right? So just pick one and like go all in. Like if you use a mantra, use this mantra and repeat it as many times during the day as you possibly can. For example, if you want to visualize, well, visualize is hard to actually do a lot during the day. I mean, you can daydream and visualize. And I might be wrong, obviously talking very subjectively. For me, it would be kind of inconvenient. I would think it would be inconvenient, but some people might be able to visualize on the spot in a few seconds and daydream even with their eyes open and make themselves feel good. So if you can do it, more power to you. I wish I could be like this, but I like affirming. Affirming is my favorite because it's easy to do. I don't need to do it out loud. Whatever I'm doing, I can just repeat in my mind. Even if I'm doing this video, I could be affirming at the same time. So that's my method of choice. But again, it's for me. You pick the one that you like and you make it work for you. Walk your own path. Don't make the mistake of doing a lot of practices. Now, even when I'm saying that, it might work for you doing all this stuff. I'm just saying that generally speaking, it's not that inconvenient. If you can make it work, send me a DM and do the work. Be consistent. Even if you take a lot of practices and you do it, the more important thing to do is being consistent and persevering in the wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard would say. So no matter how many practices you pick, I still recommend fewer than more, right? 1 or 2 instead of 5 and 6. You have to be consistent. Do not give up so easily. Find 1 or 2 that feel good to you and keep on going on this path with those 2 practices. Do not give up after 1 or 2 weeks, even 1 or 2 months. Keep going. As long as they feel good, do not question it. Go on and keep on having the faith. Remember, at the end of the day, you are creating this path for yourself.